Why does every company have that specialist who knows more than the lieutenant? We got a new platoon leader in Germany, 2nd Lieutenant Griffin Ashford, fresh out of West Point, 22 years old with a brand new degree and exactly 0 days of real Army experience. Meanwhile, Specialist Wade Brennan had been in our unit for 6 years, not because he couldn't get promoted. Wade just kept turning down sergeant stripes, said he liked being a specialist. Less paperwork, more actual work. Wade knew everything about our systems, every piece of equipment, every regulation, every shortcut that actually worked. The motor pool mechanics asked him questions. Supply sergeants called him for advice. First day, Lieutenant Ashford gathered us for a meeting, walked in with a binder full of notes from his academy classes, started explaining how we were going to revolutionize our maintenance procedures. Wade sat in the back saying nothing, just listening with this slight smile. We'll be implementing a new inventory system, Ashford announced. Digital tracking for all equipment, more efficient than these outdated paper logs. Wade raised his hand. Sir, we tried that 2 years ago. The tablets don't work in cold weather. Half our equipment is stored in unheated warehouses. Ashford frowned. Then we'll requisition better tablets. Takes 8 months minimum, sir. Meanwhile, we've got no way to track anything. You could see Ashford getting annoyed. This specialist was poking holes in his grand plans. Well, Specialist Brennan, maybe you have a better idea? Wade shrugged. Paper logs work fine, sir. We keep digital backups on the office computer. Best of both worlds. Ashford dismissed it. Said we were moving forward with his system anyway. 3 weeks later, Wade got called to the company commander's office. Captain Holloway wanted to see him. I figured Wade was in trouble for questioning the new lieutenant. Instead, Holloway closed the door and pulled out a map. Brennan, we've got a problem. Need your expertise. Turned out there was a major training exercise coming up. 3 other companies were involved. Complicated logistics nightmare with equipment moving between multiple locations. Lieutenant Ashford submitted this coordination plan, Holloway said, but something feels off. Can you review it? Wade studied the paperwork for maybe 5 minutes. Then he grabbed a red pen and started marking things up. Sir, this route puts heavy vehicles on a bridge rated for light traffic. This timeline has equipment arriving after the units need it. And this fuel calculation is wrong by about 40%. Holloway stared at the marked up document. How did you catch all that? Been doing this for 6 years, sir. You start to see the patterns. The captain leaned back. Ashford's a smart kid. Good grades, strong leadership potential, but he doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. Wade nodded. Most new lieutenants don't, sir. Here's the situation. I need this exercise to run smoothly, but I also need Ashford to learn without destroying his confidence. Can you help him fix this without making him look stupid? That's when I understood why Wade kept refusing promotion. He didn't want to deal with officer politics. He just wanted to do the actual work. Next morning, Wade knocked on Ashford's office door. Sir, got a minute? Want to run something by you about the exercise plan? He spent 2 hours walking the lieutenant through everything. Never said you're wrong, always framed it as, we might want to consider, or past experience shows. Showed him the bridge weight ratings, explained the fuel calculation method, walked him through the realistic timeline for equipment movement. Ashford wasn't stupid. He caught on quick once someone explained the real-world factors his academy classes never covered. Why didn't you mention this stuff in the meeting? Ashford asked. Wade chose his words carefully. Sir, you're the platoon leader. My job is to give you information so you can make good decisions, not to undermine you in front of the guys. Something shifted in Ashford's expression, like he suddenly understood the difference between being in charge and actually leading. The exercise went perfectly. Every piece of equipment arrived on time. No bridge collapses, no fuel shortages. Brigade commander personally congratulated Ashford on the flawless logistics planning. The lieutenant gave credit to his team, specifically mentioning Wade's expertise. After that, Ashford changed his whole approach. Stopped trying to fix things that weren't broken. Started asking questions instead of giving orders. Actually listened when experienced soldiers offered input. He'd grab Wade for coffee, picking his brain about everything. How to handle difficult soldiers, when to follow regulations, and when to use common sense. The stuff they don't teach at West Point. 6 months later, Wade finally accepted his sergeant stripes. Ashford personally pinned them on, said he needed Wade in a leadership position. But here's the part that surprised everyone. When Ashford got promoted to first lieutenant and transferred to battalion staff, he requested Wade come with him as his operations sergeant. I need someone who actually knows how things work, Ashford told the battalion commander. Brennan's the best soldier I've ever worked with. Wade agreed on one condition. He'd take the position, but only if they also brought along 2 junior specialists from the motor pool. They're sharp kids, Wade explained. Just need someone to teach them the real Army. Same way you learned, sir. Last I heard, Wade made sergeant first class. Runs the entire battalion operations section now. Still mentoring young officers who show up thinking their degrees taught them everything. And Lieutenant Ashford? He's a captain now. Wrote Wade's promotion recommendation himself. Said it was the least he could do for the specialist who taught him that rank doesn't equal knowledge. That's why every company has that specialist who knows more than the lieutenant. Because someone has to teach the new guys how things actually work.